Again, welcome everybody. My name's Verity. I'm going to be the director for Plugged In's Music That Matters camp. I thought we'd just get started this evening, and I thought I'd just run through some of the camp. As you know, this is a new program for Plugged In. It's something that we've never done before, and we're putting it together for the first time. And we'd love to have many of you involved in this activity. When we started planning it, we were planning it as a 3-week overnight camp, but we've kind of downsized a little bit, brought it closer to home. So we're doing a 2-week day camp. And I guess I've put together a little PowerPoint, which we'll just go through, and then I'm happy to answer any questions, or if you've got questions as we go through it, please just interrupt me. So just some of our goals for the camp. Basically, our goal for this camp is for teens to find a meaningful connection with the world through music. Obviously, this is a plugged-in program, so Carl, you can just go through them. These are some of Plugged In's overall goals. Oh, wait, you're going to have to follow my hand. I was expecting to control this myself, but anyway. These are just Plugged In's goals. To educate young musicians how to be in a rock band while giving back to the community, providing a place where young people can be part of a caring, compassionate community, and learn about how to use music to promote positive change. And then also, I think Plugged In's ultimate goal is for the sort of charitable or giving part of the program to really take the first place. And that's really where we're going with this camp. We're looking at how we can use music to give back to the world. With a real specific focus on social change through music. So these are some of our objectives. Go through those. One more. Oh, back. These are just some of the activities that we hope we will have achieved by the end of the camp. That every camper will participate in a band. They'll be exposed to and learn about different musical genres from around the world. I'll explain a bit of how we're going to do that. We'll be looking at some of the issues that communities are facing, both locally and around the world, and how we can use music to address those issues. We'll definitely have one recording per band by the end of the camp. Every band will have created a music video, and every camper will have performed in probably 4 live performances over the 2-week camp period. So there'll be a lot of live performance. Let's go to the next slide. You can go through all of that. Again, and one more. Yeah, so this just gives you kind of a snapshot of the camp. So we're starting on the 27th of June, going through the 9th of July. It's a 2-week day camp. We'll start at 9 every day. We'll go through 4:30. It'll be right here at the Newton Teen Center. They've kindly invited Plugged In to partner with them for this 2-week period. Like I said, there'll be 4 performances or shows in the greater Boston area. We'll have, because we've had quite a few requests from some of our Plugged In students to have like a sleepover camp, we'll have 3 nights where we'll put out mattresses and just have a sleepover over the 2 weekends during the camp. And then just the cost is $1,000 per camper for 2 weeks. We do have some scholarship funding available, so we can talk a bit about that. Okay. I'll just talk a little bit about some of the instructors. I know there was a question about, is Bongo Love coming back? Plugged In has kind of had this ongoing relationship with a couple of bands from Zimbabwe for the past 4 or 5 years, and we're delighted to welcome them back this year in the capacity as instructors for our camp. So Outspoken is one of the leading sort of hip-hop spoken word poets in Zimbabwe. He leads his own band there and tours around the world performing his sort of rebel poetry. I use rebel poetry very loosely because, as many of you know, Zimbabwe's kind of has a very oppressive regime, and so their music and their poetry is largely against the oppression that they experience in that country. Bongo Love is a four-person, they call themselves an Afroacoustics band. Do come in, hey. They're a four-piece Afroacoustics band, and they've been performing together and touring around the world for the last 6-7 years. Again, a leading young Zimbabwean group. we'll definitely have some US instructors. My boyfriend Carl over here is a Berkeley College of Music graduate and drummer, and we'll also have a couple of plugged-in instructors working with us to instruct the students in learning about rock music. We've got Tom and Sandra over here, who are the directors of Plugged In, so they'll definitely be around, and myself. For those of you who don't know me, I grew up in South Africa. I've been on Plugged In's board for the last year or so. I'm a violinist, as that's my sort of musical background. I just graduated with a master's in international education, and I've been collaborating with these two wonderful people for some time. So that's kind of just an overview of who will be running the camp, and obviously, we'll be partnering with folks here at the Teen Center. Let's go on to the next slide. Okay, go all the way down to ice cream stop. Okay, these are just some of the activities, and I've given you a sheet. The front sheet of all the pages that I gave you has a very basic overview of what the activities will be on a daily basis. So these are just some of the activities that you'll participate in at the camp. Obviously, every day we'll have band practice, because that's kind of the core part of the camp. We'll have a songwriting workshop, lyric writing workshop, African drumming lessons, percussion and rhythm workshops, instrument making workshops. The Skype sessions, I have another section on highlights. I almost put this in the highlight section, but we've got this network of international musicians who have sort of collaborated with Plugged In the past, and so we'll be working with them and having conversations with them over Skype and just chatting with them about their experiences creating music for social change. So I think those will be really, really fun to participate in. And we'll have various film screenings where we'll be looking at music videos and films that have been made about socially conscious musicians. Street performance in Harvard Square, we'll get a license for the camp, and obviously heavily supervised, but we'll go and do some street performance in Harvard Square to have that experience as well. Then, of course, I think we have to have some sort of camp activities outside of the music, so we'll go kayaking, go to the beach, have an ice cream night, and a lot of other fun things. These are some of the highlights. One more, I think. Like I said, this is something that we just found out about when we sent out our press release about the camp about a week ago. NBC got back to us and they said, we want to come and do a little feature on the camp. So they'll be visiting for a couple of days during the program, so that'll be quite exciting. We'll have a talent show. We'll have on the first Friday night, that's the sleepover night, so for those who do decide to sleep over, we'll have a talent show with the regular instruments and also instruments that we've made from our instrument making workshop. We've got friends in Watertown, a professional recording company called Notable Productions. That's where we'll be doing our recording of our songs that our original music that we've written ourselves. So we'll be taking a little field trip over there and actually recording in a real recording studio. We'll have a music video shoot for a couple of days. So we've got, again, some professional music videographers coming up from New York and DC. They're a company called Nomadic Wax, and they've done some amazing work with musicians around the world. They've agreed to come up and work with us on the music videos. And then, like I said, we've got 4 concerts. So we've got the Needham 300 concert on July the 2nd, 4th of July parade, which is something Plugged In's performed in for several years, and we all perform on top of a float. We've got the Newton Park and Rec concert on the 7th, and then our last night we've been invited to be part of the Community Connect concert on the Boston Commons on the 8th, and that'll be the end of the camp.
It's the afternoon, I think.
Yeah, it's the afternoon, and then we'll finish in the evening. I hesitated to use, let's go back one. I hesitated to use the word outcomes, but these were kind of just the take-home things that you'll hopefully go home with after the camp. So every student will have a professional recording of one song that their band has created together. And along with that will be a little music video. And we're hoping that the music videos, we can connect those songs with organizations that might be able to use them. We will have all performed in 4 live gigs, and then we'll put together a compilation CD and DVD of all the camp songs and music videos, and then an added bonus is a camp t-shirt. So that's about it. We've got a camp website, so do check out musicthatmatterscamp.org.